being focused. But Tata Group right now seems to be gaining a lot of traction.
Let's welcome in our guest who will join us and talk to us about stocks in the markets. We have Gaurang Shah, Head Investment Strategist at Geojit BNP Financial Services, joining us. We also have Avinash Gorashkar, and who is at Precision Investments, and we have Amar Singh, Head Advisory at Angel Broking, joining us at this point of time. We have Vishal Malkani also joining us. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being with us. Let me start with you, Gaurang. Pankaj mentioned the pre-opening for the Tata Group of stocks, and it's looking like another deep cut is coming through. After the revelations a day earlier, and these are of course stock price sensitive information, do you think now there is more cause of concern and some of the Tata Group's stocks could correct even further?
Well, so you have almost about 28 or 30 listed entities from the Tata Group. And some of them are in the large cap universe, some of them in the mid cap. After what we could interpret and understand the 5-page letter that Mr. Cyrus Mistry made it public, and of course shot it out to the Tata Sons board and to certain board of directors of the group associate companies. It's rather unfortunate, and we also heard the authorities swing into action seeking explanation and clarification for all those companies where the concerns were raised by Mr. Cyrus Mistry. Now, I believe that the news flow and the noise has just started. One cannot possibly comprehend or preempt what will follow next, because it's going to be something which will only be known as and when it unfolds. In terms of reaction, well, I definitely feel that the weaklings will become more weaker. The stronger names where you've seen growth and earnings visibility may find some value buying at lower level. But my sense is that only people with investors with huge risk appetite would venture to do that. Low risk appetite investors would want to stay away. And, unfortunately, if this has to take and land up from the boardroom to the courtroom, then I think it's going to be a long-drawn affair, and I hope it does not land up in courtroom, because we've seen, it takes rather an ugly turn, and time becomes even longer when things like this happen. As a disclosure, we have buy coverage on 2-3 names. One is TCS, other one is Tata Motors, second one is Tata Chemicals, and the third one is Tata Communication. So let's wait and watch and hope that things don't become uglier than what they have, and it was rather unfortunate what happened about 2 days back, and equally unfortunate what happened in terms of that 5-page letter that Mr. Cyrus Mistry shot out.
Gaurang, I just wanted to comment that when you write a report, when you try and understand what's happening in Tata Motors or Tata Steel, which you've been covering for a long time, how does this change get factored in? There is no way to say that at 5% it may stop, or at 10% it may stop.
Right.
It can just go down anywhere, or it can just settle anywhere. So it's more of a sentiment issue.
Pankaj, 2 things. First of all, in terms of the long-term view, remains positive. And it's not that it was only Cyrus Mistry who was running the show at all the group companies of Tata Sons. They have independent board of directors, and he was either a director or a chairman. So, for us, primarily, nothing changes. What matters for us is the content of the letter. The 5-page letter, and of course the numbers that Mr. Cyrus Mistry spoke about, and it's again rather unfortunate. He was there for the last 4 years. He, his family and his businesses own more than about 18% in some of the Tata Group companies, and these concerns were not made out earlier. How come yesterday the wisdom came upon Mr. Cyrus Mistry and he made this clarification? So it's also a big question mark over there. Like you asked me, we would continue with stronger names, and yes, to guess a lower level of 4, 5, 10, 15, 20% over the next couple of days, I think it will solely depend upon what the news flows come out and what is the clarification from both the ends. And I'm quite sure both the sides will want to clarify their side in terms of what has happened.
Right. Avinash, how would you read into this? Any decline in Tata Steel, Tata Motors? Just wait, because news flow has just started. Where it's going to end, no one knows.
I think, Pankaj, clearly this was bound to happen, because the way in which Mr. Cyrus Mistry was removed from the chairmanship, I think clearly this kind of backlash was expected. And I think, the weaklings in the Tata Group clearly are Tata Steel. I wouldn't be surprised if Tata Motors or typically TCS or maybe Tata Chemicals, if there is any decline, I think we could definitely look at good buying opportunities, because as Gaurang said, these are all managed by professional CEOs, separate board of directors. So clearly in the short term, there could be some kind of knee-jerk correction. But I think longer term, once this development is resolved, and I think it would be resolved, because clearly even if the court battle goes on for a long time, business is going to continue. So I would prefer to, actually bet on companies other than Tata Steel, because here the debt overhang is clearly extremely high on the balance sheet.
Right, as far as something like a Tata Motors, Tata Chemical is concerned, where a lot of changes has happened, how would you look into that?
No, I think if you talk about Tata Chemicals, I think clearly they have now positioned themselves as an agri play. In fact, they are out of the urea business. And I think if you look at the cash position, the cash flows and the positioning of the company, Pankaj, I would not be surprised that if the stock comes down, this could be a good value pick, because clearly one has to look at a long-term, positioning of these kind of companies. Maybe in the short term, the stocks may not go up, or maybe there might be some corrective action. In case of Tata Motors also, if you look at the JLR piece, if you look at the domestic business, the commercial vehicle and the passenger car piece, I think definitely volume growth has started kicking in. JLR has started delivering good numbers. So I would definitely be a buyer on lower levels for Tata Motors.
Right. Avinash, on that note, let's start with your top picks as well.
Pankaj, we like two stocks. The first is Sterlite Technologies. We had earlier recommended the stock, on NDTV itself around 82. We are looking at a target price of 135. Today, the company declares its Q2 numbers. Our sense is that the data, kind of opportunity is very big, and obviously, since Sterlite is one of the large players in the optic fiber space, they should benefit significantly. We have a target price of 135 here. The second stock is Syntex Industries. We are looking at the significant value post the demerger. The company has decided to demerge its plastic and textile business, and obviously re-rating is possible, because the plastic business is, in terms of revenue and PAT, is clearly significantly more than the textile business. And our sense is that it's a mirror image. 1:1 is the ratio. So our sense is that over the next 6 to 12 months, once both these stocks get listed separately, we could get a target price of around 120 for the combined entity.
Today we have expiry. I'd like to come to you and first find out what is your view on the markets. It seems like the Nifty has retreated from higher levels, didn't even get to 8,800 this time, and it seems to be going back to around 8,500 levels. If you keep revisiting these levels over and over again, doesn't it ultimately break? Vishal, the question is for you. Where do you think the Nifty is headed? If it goes back to 8,500 level, do you think it will break this time?
I think so, because the way it has been moving, and there are a lot of gaps on the upside which is acting as resistance, and the patterns are becoming bearish on weekly charts. So I think there is a chance that we might break 8,500, 8,450, which is a very strong support, and which can lead to a further decline to 8,250, 8,300. So I'll be definitely cautious on Nifty stocks, and with the Tata news, I think this will be the trigger for Nifty to break down.
Right. So what are your top picks, Vishal? What would you recommend investors do?
I am looking for two buy picks, which is one is Jain Irrigation and one is L&T Finance. Both are on the same levels, and both have important resistance around 100, which they have managed to cross with good volumes, and momentum is also entered into bullish zone. So hence I recommend, though it is a positional call for a medium term, but for the short term, I would look at a stop loss of Jain Irrigation for 10250 for targets of 109 and 112. And second would be L&T Finance with a stop of 101.5 for a target of 109 and 115 in the short term.
Right. Amar, what are your top picks?
Yeah, as far as my topics are concerned, one is Dr. Reddy's. You can look at this is from a short-term perspective. One can look at buying around 3230 levels with a stop loss of 3190 and a target of 3285. And the other one is ONGC, which can be bought around on any correction towards 285 levels with a stop loss of 279 and a target of 298 levels.
Avinash, Sun Pharma has announced a small acquisition. What's your call on some of these pharmaceutical stocks? Amar likes Dr. Reddy's. What's your call on the leading pharma stocks like Sun or Lupin or even Dr. Reddy's?
No, I think clearly, I think from the frontline space, we continue to like Lupin. Sun Pharma, I would presume that unless there is some more clarity on the Halol certification issue, I think the stock would remain range bound. More importantly, from the mid-cap pharma shares, we like Ajanta Pharma. Again, a very pretty set of decent Q2 numbers, a good 26% growth in the bottom line and 28% growth in the top line. So I would presume that, within the pharma space, I think it's better to look at smaller pharma companies where the earnings traction is pretty healthy.
Right. Gaurang, we have not taken your picks. What would you like to pick in such a market?
So broader markets is something that we're looking at, Pankaj, and
you mean mid-cap?
Yes, mid-cap. So, we believe names like LG Balkrishna, consistent performer and earning visibility with strategy of growing the business forward from the management. Our target is somewhere close to about 785, 800 on LG Balkrishna. On the NBFC, HFC side, that is housing finance, we believe the number reported from DHFL, that is Dewan Housing Finance Limited, was much better than what our estimates were. Asset quality remains extremely stable and the margins have expanded. And as we go forward, as and when the RERA, that is the real estate regulation bill, gets implemented at ground level, and interest rates, which we already seen a cut, possibly by March 2017, so you will see another cut coming in, which will augur well for the entire banking, NBFC, and of course the overall equity market. We believe DHFL, that is Dewan Housing Finance Limited, is a long-term growth story. Looking at a very conservative target of 385, but quite sure we would revise it upwards as the earnings unfold.
Right. Just before the market start, Sun Pharma, which Anisha just briefly mentioned, let's just look at that. They've made a $40 million acquisition. Of course, it's not a $40 million acquisition. The upfront payment is $40 million. Ocular Technology is what they are going to acquire, and this will give them access to a couple of drugs. Now, these drugs on total, as of now, has a sales of about $1.5 billion. It's not a very big acquisition. Even the milestone payments going ahead may not be that great. However, Street may not react to this, but when the numbers start to come, maybe say 6 months down the line, that's the time where focus will tend to increase on this. Within the pharma pack, Torrent Pharma declared numbers. Very, very weak set of numbers. In fact, the numbers need a lot of explanation. In just one quarter, you saw a 25% decline in the US sales. Now, that is the extent of price erosion that has happened. And look at the impact on profit. Straight away, 60%. Would not be surprised if you see 8, 10, 20% sort of earnings cuts coming in. In the pre-open session, you can see the prices at the bottom of your screen. It's already indicating a 6% decline. It's not a very big volume counter, but just in one quarter, it's a generic company which has lost 25% of its sales. 2 or 3 key important drugs, that's where they have lost. Ex-US, I was looking at Brazil, India, some of the other markets where they supply. Very, very good. Now, their earlier target to launch was about 10 launches this particular financial year, but now they've done it to about 4 to 10 rather, is what they have done. Just about 15-20 seconds remaining for markets to open. Hero declared great set of numbers. Exide numbers were good. HUL was on the weaker side, so all of these companies would also be in focus. Auto as a pack will be in focus, and of course, the Tata Group names would also react. Pre-open prices have already indicated a decline for Tata Group, but we should just get the prices coming in just about a few seconds from now. That's the opening bell for you. 21 points down for Sensex. Tata Motors is down 2.3. Tata Steel is down about 3% straight away. Tata Power is down 4%, 77 rupees. Axis Bank is on the lower side. Tata Chemical is down 3%. Don't forget it was down yesterday as well. Tata Coffee is down 2%, 127, 128 for Tata Coffee. Tata Communication is down to the levels of 610. Remember, it was going up till this news came, and it was one of the best performing Tata Group stock. TCS flat. Tata Global Beverages down close to 4%, 6 rupees lower for Tata Global Beverages. That's also a name which is not done well. Tata Motors is down 2.7. Don't forget, today is the FNO expiry, and a lot of these names which are a part of FNO can just react on the FNO side, and the fall just seems to be extending. So let's just pull up something like a Tata Communication. It's now down 4.5%. Tata Steel is now down 3. Let's look at Indian Hotels. Indian Hotels should also react. So Indian Hotels is down close to about 4%. That's also a name which is looking in weak. Most of these companies, okay, 7 now. Indian Hotels is now down 7,000 shares traded for Indian Hotels, 110, 111 for this name. It's a name which has done extremely well. There is no doubt about it. But now that you're seeing these changes happening, it's just reacting on the negative side. On the losing list, Torrent Pharma. Most all the names are from Tata. So if I look at the top 200 names, the first loser is Indian Hotel. It's down 7%. The second loser is Torrent Pharma. That's reacting to the numbers. It's down 5%. The third loser is Tata Communication. It's down 4%. Then Tata Global Beverages, then Tata Power, then Tata Chemical, followed by Tata Motors DVR, Tata Motors, and Tata Steel. So about 8-9 names are only on the Tata Group side. So Tata Group stocks are reacting. This is something that we'll be tracking throughout the day today, and volumes of course are no less, but don't forget it's expiry, and they can just react and continue to react the way they are for some time till the expiry impact is probably behind. Some of the other names that are reacting, so Motilal Oswal Financial Services is up close to 1.7%, 608. Results were quite decent. However, you still get a sense that probably the stock is not reacting much to that. So that's Motilal Oswal Financial Services for you, 2.7% higher for that name. Apart from that, in terms of top 200 names, what's going up? Cadila Healthcare, it's seen an upgrade coming in from CLSA. It's up 1.7%. Exide is doing well. It's up about 1% or so. They declared numbers. Imami declares numbers today. So that's up close to about 1% or so. TVS declared numbers today. That's also looking in well. And ITC is also looking good. So it's up about 0.8%. Remember, it declared its numbers yesterday. As far as Nifty 50 pack is concerned, ITC, ONGC are among the top gainers. Let's look at earnings and how they are reacting. So HUL is down 0.5%. It doesn't generally react to numbers, especially if they are on the negative side. Hero MotoCorp would have opened higher. That a good set of numbers. It's up 0.25%, 3,426. Exide, very solid commentary and decent numbers, 205, 206 for Exide. Just Dial, let's look at that one as well. Poor set of numbers, but it's not a very well-owned name now. So probably the reaction may not be that high, 3.5%. Higher. Cummins India is down 3%. I think Cummins would have opened higher, but it actually just slided down. So it opened higher. The day's high is 880, and it's just sliding down. Remember, margins have collapsed, and that's one of the big reasons. JK Lakshmi Cement, 2%. Numbers were okay. They were not that great. However, they turned into profitability. Let's look at eClerx as well. It's down 6%. 3,000 shares traded. No particular news flow on eClerx. Nothing at least that I can pick up. So it's down about 6.5%. Noida Toll, they I think have got some litigation notice. It's down 20%. I'll just pull up that BSE notice for you. So it's down close to about 20%. So that's also a name which is reacting. Look at the volumes, 1.3 million shares traded. So decent in terms of volumes.
Right. Amongst the other broader market names that are under pressure today, we are seeing some pressure building up in Jubilant FoodWorks. It also came out with its earnings. It is down about 3%. Biocon down 1%. Axis Bank continues with its down run. It's down 1%. HCL Tech is also down 1.5%. So we are seeing some pressure, and in fact the breadth today remains weak. We are seeing more stocks declining as opposed to stocks that are gaining more ground. That's the news coming in. Let's talk about some of the stocks that are trading much lower. Noida Toll Bridge doesn't have a lot of volumes, but down 20%. Gaurang, there was an Allahabad High Court order saying that no more toll on the tollway to be collected. It's a big surprise because we're all used to paying the toll. Suddenly out of the blue, if such news hits a company, there is legal recourse, but for investors, what do they do?
So I think the biggest source of income for these infrastructure companies like Noida Toll is from, of course, the toll that they collect. And what I just read a news article this morning, don't know whether how far that is correct. The D&D flyway is where the issue was, and that's where they have put a stay in terms of toll collection. And historically speaking, if you go to see for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, this particular company has done nothing but destroyed wealth for investors, either from a short, medium or a long-term point of view. So there are prudent companies to be with if you want to play the infrastructures theme I don't think this is the right company to be with. J. Kumar Infra, Dilip Buildcon, Ashoka Buildcon, PNC Infra, on which we have coverage, of course, on all these names. And then once upon a time, we had a coverage on IRB Infra as well. Our targets were achieved, and then we have not reviewed the coverage. But definitely, double-digit name, done nothing for the last many years. It's only prudent to exit these kind of stocks and look at some other theme.
Right. Amar, do you track Torrent Pharma? That one has reacted quite negatively to its earnings. It's down nearly 7% and volumes are also reasonably high. What should investors do with this kind of a stock?
Overall, looking at Torrent Pharma, it's currently trading around 1480 levels. It's seen actually what we are seeing is on the higher side, 1680, 1700 levels. That's a major level of resistance on the upside. So that is being used as a profit booking opportunity, and it really doesn't appear that it's going to breach those levels in the short term. So we are going to witness profit booking at higher levels, and major level of support somewhere would be in the region of 1350 to 1400 levels on the downside. And as is that, it appears that there could be further selling pressure if it breaches the 1450 mark in the short term.
Right. Gaurang, let's just talk about the Tata Group stocks once again. Which are the names that you would look at on the downside? You mentioned about the large cap ones. Something like a Voltas, something like a Titan, which probably doesn't have so much management decision, or it's just growing the way their consumer discretionary investments are done. That is something where you would tend to focus on?
I would definitely, and I believe that it's a great opportunity to buy into something like a Voltas, Pankaj. And if you look at the entire theme that is going to unfold, and like I've been maintaining, it was not that Mr. Cyrus Mistry was responsible for all the good numbers and earnings visibility. He was a part of that, and large part is executed by the independent board of directors, and that decision is taken by them. I would look at Voltas from a theme of first discretionary spend going up, 7th pay commission, good monsoon, government's policy of 24/7 power supply would possibly increase the demand for consumer durable goods for companies like Voltas, Blue Star, Whirlpool, Symphony, on which again all these names we have a positive coverage on. And this downtick where we are looking at somewhere close to about 375, 373, 80 odd levels on Voltas. I'm not looking at near term or news flows, but mid to long term, my sense is that this company will do great by the virtue of all these triggers that I've just mentioned. And of course, if you look at the earnings visibility and management commentary on the quarters gone by, even the negativity of a market like Middle East is now thing of the past. And of course, domestic market remains always robust. So I would look at Voltas. On Titan, Pankaj, we have a sell stroke reduce call. And if I want to bet on companies on the jewelry side, I might as well go and take exposure on gold ETFs, wherein there is no issue of
right, but Titan, a sell call is not based on anything happening in the
No. It was purely from businesses that they have entered into, like eyewear, etc., which has not been contributing. And somewhere we've seen volume degrowth on the jewelry side, stroke niche wristwatches, which were once upon hot selling items. And now we've seen volumes degrowth. So it has nothing to do with the recent news flows. This sell call on Titan is more than about 6 months to 1 year old.
Right. Gaurang, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Good morning, gentlemen. Just before we go, Avinash, let's start with you. Any disclosures?
Pankaj, whichever stocks we discussed on the show, our clients may have individual positions. I don't have any personal positions in any of the stocks mentioned.
Right. Gaurang, for you?
Well, thanks, Pankaj. No personal investments in any of the stocks that we've discussed, but recommendations could definitely be a part of our client's portfolio.
Right. Amar, for you?
Thanks, Pankaj. No personal holdings in these particular recommendations. Yes, clients could be holding some of these stocks.
Thank you so much, gentlemen.
We'll slip into a break at this point in time, but stay tuned to NDTV Profit. When we come back, we have a conversation with KK